So we are sending a GET request, this first HTTP request here, whenever this button is clicked. Now, I mentioned that we're dealing with promises here. Fetch returns a promise, and that's why we have these then calls. And just in case it shouldn't be clear, promises are nothing React specific. It's a JavaScript language feature. Now, you might be aware that when you're dealing with promises, you can build these then chains here, so then call after then call, but you can also use an alternative syntax, async await. You can add the async keyword in front of a function and then await an operation which is returning a promise. And it's just a transformation in your code, which behind the scenes basically does the same as if you do use these then blocks. It's just a bit easier to read. Because now you can say const response equals await fetch, and you can remove this then block. And you can then say const data equals response.json and add await in front of that. And then get rid of that and of that, and simplify the code to look like this. Now it's still asynchronous code, as you can tell by the async keyword. It looks synchronous, it looks like we execute step after step, but behind the scenes you can imagine that it's still transformed to this syntax you saw a second ago with these then calls. I just use async await here because it's a bit easier to read, I would argue. So that's something we can also do if we're working with promises here. Again, this is not React specific. This is also a default JavaScript feature.